Do you feel anxious and obsessed about being responsible for everything? Making sure that everyone is safe. Making sure that you made the best decision possible. Making sure everyone's well-being is good. Also, making sure that nothing bad happens. Not even the possibility of something bad happening. Is this on your mind all the time? If so, you may struggle with what's called responsibility OCD. Hi, my name is Nathan Peterson. I am a specialist with OCD and anxiety-related disorders. I create videos with tips and tricks that are going to help you with your OCD, anxiety, tics and Tourette's, hair pulling and skin picking, and so many others. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell so you do not miss any of these future videos. Responsibility OCD is a subset of OCD centered around anxiety and guilt. Individuals who go through this are less concerned about their own welfare and are more concerned with the repercussions of their actions or non-actions. They worry endlessly about accidentally hurting others and often think about the responsibility for things that are not even their fault. They take responsibility for it. They may be concerned about how their actions may affect those around them. They're wondering, is this normal? Is this not normal? Do people do this? Do they not do this? I mean, being concerned about how your actions affect others is pretty normal. This is a thought that everyone has. However, for sufferers of responsibility OCD, the anxiety about possibly causing harm to another person is unsupported and can be detrimental to their daily life. Unsupported meaning there's really no evidence for it. And often logic doesn't play a part in this as well. That somebody may worry that they didn't leave the door locked. An example may be somebody is worried that they left that little speck of water on the ground and somebody is going to walk by, they're going to slip on that, hit their head, fall on the ground, it's going to be their fault. The likelihood of that happening is so slim to none. Or it can be things that have zero logic whatsoever. That I am worried that if I leave the door unlocked, my child will go in the backyard. There's a possibility that that drink that I gave them that has a lot of carbonation will start bubbling up and they may start flying. So just in case that happens, I'm gonna leave them inside the house. So if that happens, I can get them easily. This may seem like a silly thing, but some individuals with OCD may have thoughts like this. And the thoughts in their head say like, I know that this is not possible, but my brain is still worried about it and it's not that hard just to lock the door for a just in case type of thing. And I just know it makes my anxiety feel better, so I'm gonna just do it. Individuals may be so preoccupied with worrying about that responsibility they have towards others, making sure they do everything they need to for their work, for their job, for their family, for members of their church. They may take that burden upon themselves. Anything happens, they can link it back to that one experience where that one time where they didn't say hi, they didn't smile, whatever it might be, and it is their fault that that person now has depression. It is their fault that that person is sad today. It is their fault that that person tripped. They should have known to pick up that piece of metal at work. Even though they didn't even know it was there, they didn't see it. OCD can take what people value and exploit it. You must really value other people. That's what responsibility is all about. You care about your family. You care about other people. So of course OCD is going to come in and say, you know what? You care about this, so I am going to try to destroy it. Man, OCD is such a bully. Here are some common obsessions that individuals may go through who struggle with this responsibility OCD. So the fear that you may accidentally put somebody in danger. The fear that an action or an action you actually didn't take could hurt somebody or a loved one. You didn't scan the room enough to make sure that everyone was okay. The fear of not doing enough to prevent that harm from happening. The fear of failing a family member in some way or another, whether this is through a career or it's a mistake that was made. I put the silverware in the dishwasher down and all the silverware needs to be up. My wife told me this and now I feel like I'm such a failure. This is my responsibility to make sure that I'm a good father at all times. Some individuals may worry about spending money. due to the catastrophe that could happen. They may have loads of money, but their brain says, we cannot spend that $5 today. What if something happens? What if I lose my job today? I'll regret spending that $5. We are going to be homeless. We're not going to be able to survive. So just in case, I'm not going to spend anything. I'm not going to let you spend anything. That's my responsibility, to make sure the family is safe. Often there's the fear of someone just being disappointed in you for a decision that you made. There can be a lot of reassurance when it comes to this. Asking their spouse, asking their friend, asking their parent, do you think I should do this? Do you think I should not? Do you think I should do this? Do you think I should not? Do you think I should do this? Do you think I should not? They're asking because they want to make sure they're making the right decision. They're responsible for this decision. So if they give you that responsibility, they are no longer responsible. They may be fearful of someone's well-being, their parents, their kids, their loved ones. Really, this could be anything you feel responsible for. Even things that are not likely to ever happen or even be your responsibility. Something that happened on the other side of the earth. It could be a catastrophe that happened that you didn't go online and donate that $5 that you saw that commercial for, and if you did that, maybe these people would not be in such danger. Your friend's having a really hard time. You had that thought that you needed to call them and you didn't. They're having that hard time because you didn't call them. But this isn't just like a thought every once in a while. These are thoughts all day. Individuals are calculating in their brain what is right, what is wrong, what should I do, what should I not do. I need to make sure I'm making the right decision at all times. And guess what? They're seeing all the things that actually go wrong, because things go wrong every day. People do get hurt. People do get offended. Things are our responsibility. We make mistakes. We say things we don't mean. But the thing about OCD is it's going to take that. It's going to attach it to something that you did or did not do. Versus this specific moment, I just said something dumb. Has nothing to do with 10 minutes ago how I should have written this down, or I should have done this, or I should have smiled. It often wants to link back to something you did or did not do. It often actually can be things that people really did do. I made a really poor choice. I screamed at my child. They cried, they felt bad, they told me they hated me. So I actually feel a lot of guilt and shame because of the things that I really did do. And now I'm responsible to make sure I never do that again. But as human beings, we do it again. That's just what happens. So it's a trap. The brain says don't, but we do it again. And then the guilt comes, and then the obsessions come, and then the anxiety comes. OCD faults individuals for being human, but it makes you think something's wrong with you. Some common compulsions that I see, these are the things people are doing to gain some certainty that they're not actually responsible, or they're doing this to relieve that anxiety that they feel. There's a lot of guilt, thinking that you're a bad person for harming a stranger on accident, a loved one on accident, that you did something or did not do something on accident. Someone tripped over your foot. Prayer. People pray, which is okay to pray, but they're praying to make sure that they don't harm somebody today, make sure that person's not really offended, but they're doing it throughout the day. They're praying a lot and a lot. Excessive washing. Why would hand washing be in this? Sometimes people feel like they need to remove this responsibility sometimes, either through hand washing or showering. I need to make sure I am clean so I do not make these mistakes. Thinking you're a bad person. Your character is at risk if you do something wrong. You may feel devastated if somebody thinks you're a bad person. So you might be doing a lot of checking. You're checking people's reactions. You're checking the internet. Is this okay because I said this? How long does it take for somebody to forgive me? You're apologizing excessively over and over and over and over again for something that may or may not have happened. When it comes to this decision making, individuals will often look at the reactions of others. Are they freaked out? Are they not? Are they mad? Are they not? Are they smiling? Are they frowning? Do they look disappointed? They may be rechecking locks, stoves, doors, make sure nothing bad will ever happen. With that reassurance seeking, as I mentioned earlier, they may be having other people make those decisions for them because they do not want to risk making the wrong decision. So as you can tell, responsibility OCD sucks. Individuals just want to continue living life. Yes, there are things that we are responsible for, real things, and we make mistakes. So we need to get the brain back to knowing what is real, what is not, what is my responsibility, what is not. And this is why there's treatment for OCD. And the treatment is called exposure and response prevention. Essentially what we are doing is we are having you make decisions, making decisions like crazy, all over the place. Practicing making that decision within 2 seconds. You want tacos, you want burgers, I want burgers. Even if your brain's like, oh shoot, I can't believe you just said that. What if they wanted tacos and you really just offended that person? Sweet, I picked it. Feel the anxiety, ride the wave. Or saying, yeah man, totally made the wrong decision. Everyone's gonna hate me and that's gonna be wonderful. You're essentially exposing yourself to these fears and responding differently. Get it? Exposure, response, prevention. If I'm responding as if I do not care, my brain learns from that experience. If I respond as if this is not a big deal, my brain learns from this experience. If my brain says, lock the door, I'm going to keep it unlocked. If my brain says, better have a big smile or they're gonna hate you, I'm gonna make sure I don't smile. I'm gonna risk that they hate me. And in my brain, I'm gonna be saying, yeah man, I love this feeling. This is great, a wonderful feeling. Oh, I just love this anxiety. It's my buddy. It can stick around if it wants to. It can go if it wants to. But I'm not gonna force it. And I'm also no longer going to figure out if I'm a bad person or not. Obviously, getting with a therapist is a really important thing to help you through what specific treatment works for you. But if you don't have access to a therapist, I've created an online OCD course that can help you with your OCD. It takes you through videos, worksheets, assignments, chatting with others who are going through the same thing as you. And seriously, it's more affordable than one session with an OCD specialist. I'll link that down in the description below. And here's my question for you. Have you experienced responsibility OCD? What does it look like for you? What do you feel like you are responsible for? And remember, when it comes to your OCD, it is your job to face the unknown.